Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Leo, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Leo, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for February 10th to the 16th. This week we have the Align Your Life Oracle card. We have the High Priestess, the Page of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Six of Cups and the Hermit. So Leo, there's a lot of introspective energies in this reading. I mean, the Hermit, the High Priestess, Hanged Man, they all, seek knowledge, they seek wisdom and seek direction on how to move forward. So some of you may have been going through a real time of turning inwards, of really, reflecting on the journey past and seeking to understand from your own perspective and trying to align and connect with your own sense of wisdom and higher self on where to now. Now we've got a lot of cups in the reading as well, so I feel like you are seeking emotional fulfillment, joy and love. And, that's why I think whatever period of time you've come out of, maybe you've come out of a darker time, you're not wanting to repeat those mistakes and you're really trying to seek true joy in your life again. So interesting reading. I'm just going to start off with the Oracle card before we go to the Tarot. So it's all about alignment for you this week, Leo. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties in life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be. But there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to this facade than it is to embrace who we truly are. To surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. If you pulled this card, you're being called to let go of who you once were, all the things that you once defined yourself by, the job, the relationship, and the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now. Yeah, well, Leo, that might be, the journey that you've been on. I do get the sense from this reading that some of you have been in a deeply unfulfilling situation in the recent past, and, maybe you couldn't be your authentic self. And that could have definitely disconnected you from your higher self as well, so that you couldn't connect with your own intuition and inner wisdom. But it's really time for you to get into alignment now, Leo, and seek the experiences that are really going to bring you fulfillment. So I feel like whatever situation you came out of, I mean, there can be big misalignment in lots of areas of our life that mean that we sometimes we have to wear that mask. That can be, in business. Some people, when they go into like a corporate career and they're a very down-to-earth person, can find it hard to have to wear that mask and talk that talk every day. However, there are ways that you can be like completely authentic in those kind of industries. It could just be a job that wasn't the right fit. For some of you, it can be a relationship. And, what worse place to be out of alignment when in a relationship, especially if you're living together or it affects your home situation. It's really important that we feel comfortable and safe. Otherwise, it can really impact even our health, or we can be in that fight or flight mode all the time. So I feel like you have maybe come out of a situation like that recently, and now you are seeking, Leo, you're seeking the answers so that you won't go into that cycle again. I really think that you're willing to take off that mask, to strip yourself bare, and that is actually the first step, Leo, in alignment, because when you demask yourself and you allow yourself to be in your vulnerability and be seen, that's when you'll start attracting the aligned experiences, the aligned relationships, the aligned careers, because you're no longer pretending, and you'll attract back what you're really putting out there into the world. So yeah, with Hermit mode, there is a similarity in energy for me in this reading, in these two cards, but the Hermit really says that perhaps you, recent past or into the start of this week, you've been doing some soul searching, some seeking, some turning inwards, some reflecting on maybe the cycles of the past, connecting the dots, seeing the patterns, and really truly trying to connect with your inner wisdom and find a way forward. The Hermit, has the star energy in his lantern there, and at the moment it's only sort of flickering, so he can only really see where he's standing now. But the more he seeks, the more he heals, the more he awakens spiritually, the more he connects with his higher self. That star energy starts burning brighter, and then the path forward will illuminate. So I feel like that's the process that you're on. You're seeking that knowledge, you're seeking that wisdom. And not unsimilar to the Hanged Man, who hangs from this tree of knowledge, but he's not hanging there, doing nothing, or in a state of numbness or anything like that. He is gathering knowledge as well. And you'll know when you get to that tipping point of, okay, I can see the past clearly for what it was, and now I feel like I'm willing and ready to take that knowledge and move forward with it. Now, the Hanged Man can also mean that potentially, you're holding on to a pattern of the past, or still attached to energy of the past. So I ask you to surrender, to now shift your viewpoint in order to move forward. And they do talk about dying the death of the Hanged Man, which is really going through that grief process from, the denial to the bartering, depression, sadness, anger, until finally reaching a place of acceptance, accepting how things have been in the past, accepting that maybe you did, put on that mask and be inauthentic at times, or maybe someone was doing that with you. It could be vice versa, but now you're willing to be exposed, to be vulnerable. So it's a really big transition, Leo. And I think that's what the High Priestess will help you with as well, because she really is, that revealer of truth, of knowledge. She can integrate your subconscious with your consciousness. So what that really means to me is that she is the one that's kind of whatever you might have been suppressing, whatever side of yourself that you didn't want to show, she's going to help you integrate that this week. She is also, the revealer of truths, of mysteries, of information. And, obviously the Hermit and the Hanged Man are the seekers of such information. So you might get an insight about your past that is really a big aha moment, which literally turns on that light bulb, which really has you understand the situations of the past, so that you can rectify the future, so that you can come into that place of alignment. That's what the High Priestess can do. Because she really has been to hell and back as well. So she understands both sides of the coin. It's really possible too that some kind of message could come in this week. Now this message could be what's leading you to the greater, more joyful times of emotional fulfillment we see in the near future. I feel like this could be the turning point. Now the Page of Cups, because the pages, they really are the messengers in the tarot. And the Page of Cups in particular, there's a couple of messages here. The Page of Cups tells you to be more joyful, more playful after a time that may have been quite heavy. It's really about coming back out into the world this week when you're ready to, and having some fun. I mean, we've got two other cards here with the Three of Cups and the Six of Cups that talk about joy and playfulness and coming back to your inner child. The Page of Cups could be somebody that you meet this week, potentially a water sign, doesn't have to be, but could be a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. But there's an element of expect the unexpected when the Page of Cups comes into a reading. You might have a message come in, learn some information, bump into somebody, and something comes out of that that's really going to shift this energy and help you come into alignment, Leo, because it's sort of like a fish jumping out of a cup here. It's about synchronicity. It's about expecting the unexpected. Definitely a strong synchronicity connection when these two cards come in together. So definitely expect the unexpected. I feel like there's some information or a meeting with somebody is somehow going to help you come out of hermit mode, start aligning again, and then in the near future, we see that energy shift. Three of Cups and the Six of Cups. So these cards are all about joy, harmony, playfulness, celebration, having fun. So I feel like you're really going to, once you kind of work through whatever this is and come into a place of alignment, this is what's on offer for you. Now, the Three of Cups shows people that are celebrating the harvest, celebrating the hard work of the past, celebrating the fact that maybe you went within, you did the soul work, you did the shadow work, and now you're starting to reap the benefits of that in your life. The Three of Cups can be about new manifestations in the realm of emotional fulfillment and love and joy. This is the shift. And it can also mean this week, hey, if you get invitations to go out, to socialize with friends and family, then definitely do that, because it could be through that something synchronistic happens, or that chance meeting, a chance encounter. And the Six of Cups here is another beautiful card. It's about, whatever seeds you sow this week, or chance encounters that you have, whatever, that is, it has the opportunity to grow and flourish. These cups here of love are, excuse me, literally blooming and overflowing. There is a sense of abundance in these cards, and of it expanding and going the distance. The Six of Cups here, look, it can be someone you've met before in another context, or someone from the past coming back. Maybe that's the chance encounter. It can also be that now that you've gone through this process, that you're in a better place to actually receive love now. You've actually done the healing, and you're emerging in a place where you can actually give and receive. You're on the right keel, you've got that even balance in order to be able to enter into partnerships, connections, relationships. You're moving into a greater, time of harmony on the emotional front, Leo. So lots of beautiful times to be had. The Six of Cups can be an offer of love coming in, so definitely be on the lookout for those chance encounters this week. But it all begins with, coming out of whatever journey, doing that internal work, taking notice of the messages that come in and the people that you meet. Take that mask off. Start aligning your life, because that's when the right people and opportunities come in. And yes, it could be love, Leo. Okay, Leo, I'm going to leave the reading there. I hope you enjoyed it. I wish you all the best this week, but do keep in mind it's a general reading, so it may not be for everyone. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.